3 months of relentless training, 987 soldiers standing where 1,000 began. The news that Victor had killed a soldier sent shockwaves through the barracks.
What? He killed a soldier?
But when the dead man's crimes were revealed, assault on a barracks medic, Victoria, the anger turned elsewhere.
How dare he touch the angel of our barrack?
The incident wrapped up quietly. Time flew. 3 months became 6. Winter melted into spring. It's already the new year, huh? Time flies, doesn't it, Mr. Logan?
It's already been 2 years since we first met.
And then, the moment of truth arrived. Training period, 90 days. Initial trainees, 1,000. Past basic training, 987. No more trainees are falling now. Only those with real stamina and perseverance remain.
It's not enough to equip all the soldiers, but this should be enough to conduct joint combat training.
You mean the knights have already mastered the Iron Blood sword?
They've all learned the basics, but true proficiency comes with real combat.
Of course, improvement in your skills comes with actual combat.
A few days later, in the forest below the southern mountain range of McLean.
Everyone, draw your swords. Steady your breath.
And then, in perfect unison, they struck. The explosion tore through the forest. A massive tree, centuries old, fell in a single coordinated strike.
Did we just cut down that huge tree in one strike? All those months of exhausting training paid off.
Is this the true power of the Iron Blood sword?
Wow, the knights are on another level. I can't believe they cut down such a huge tree in one go.
Don't let your guard down.
His voice cut through the celebrate ice.
Because this is no ordinary forest. You're in a monster forest. Gee, goblins. We come out here for the first time in goblins? That's all you got?
The soldier's blade came down like divine judgment. Pink energy exploded outward, scattering goblins like leaves in a storm.
The goblins are scattering left and right.
Troops! Crossbows! Sweep away any goblin that's running away.
A rain of bolts darkened the sky. Dozens of arrows found their marks. The goblins didn't stand a chance. They're not even a big deal. Why was I ever scared of these things? And then, the forest went silent. Eyes widened. Confidence shattered. A shadow emerged from the trees. Massive, armored, towering. Not a goblin, a hobgoblin. Its clawed hands swung like a battering ram. Soldiers flew like ragdolls. The Crossbow Cavalry responded immediately. Bolts streaked toward the monster's hide. They bounced off like pebbles against steel.
The arrows aren't working. Swordsmen, in formation.
100 blades rose as one. Warriors struck together. The combined force erupted in a blinding pink explosion. Smoke cleared. The monster still stood, wounded, bleeding, but very much alive. It roared and counterattacked with savage fury.
Ah, my leg! My leg!
Bodies littered the forest floor. Blood mixed with earth. The monster wasn't done. Young master! Victor strode past the wounded without a glance. His eyes locked on the monster.
As expected, most of them are useless in unexpected skirmishes.
From his elevated position, Logan watched with the cold calculation of a tactician.
And among them?
Damn it, 2 of them at once? Victor's blade became a blur. Pink energy trails carved through the air as he struck both monsters simultaneously. 2 massive bodies hit the ground. Victor stood over them, blade still glowing.
Victor has definitely broken out of his shell.
The young warrior who once trembled in his brother's shadow now stood as a beacon of power.
Looks like it won't be long till he steps into the realm of an aura user.
Logan smiled. The team was being forged in fire, and from the flames, true warriors were born. A month and a half of relentless work, cutting down monsters, felling trees, training soldiers in the wilderness.
Was that the last one?
We're done over here as well.
The soldiers were exhausted. They had cleared 3 monster nests, each swarming with thousands of creatures.
This isn't what I learned the Iron Blood sword for.
But law opportunity where others saw tedious labor.
I get to train the soldiers and acquire timber for the town. 2 birds with 1 stone. To me, it looks like you want the trees more.
But the real discovery came during the combat training. Soldiers ranked 200 to 500 were absorbing force, albeit weakly.
Those who swung their swords desperately to survive in any situation. Those with particularly strong survival instinct. Maybe Force Awakening requires a 6th sense, survival instinct, or even fighting spirit.
The data would prove invaluable for the war ahead.
Alright, now that we have enough timber, we need to complete McLean Town. There's 1 month left until spring. You can finish before the cultivation season, right?
Yes, sir.
The foreman's confidence did not match his inner doubts. Whisper, is it really possible?
We have the mages with us. The workers have been motivated ever since the dam construction. We have enough food, and building similar houses will increase our efficiency over time. I'm loving the effect of the vacation. You didn't forget to build a magic tower in the center of town, did you?
The massive stone tower rose into the golden sky. Workers on scaffolding channeled glowing blue magic into the stone.
Thank you once again for accommodating my unreasonable conditions. It must not have been pleasant to build a magic tower in a new town, not a city.
You flatter us, Sir Logan. You promised an annual support fund of 10 million gold. Whether it's a city or a town, doesn't matter. If everything goes as per your plan, this town will become the center of the territory, even more so than McLean or Tesseron City.
As long as we make it convenient for the people to farm and live in, it's good enough.
But since it's a large town, many people will gather, and there will be a higher risk of them rebelling.
Well, that won't happen if we don't exploit the people.
A noble who doesn't exploit? The mage stood speechless. This was not the world he knew.
By the way, are you sure these earthen walls are good enough? What if this place gets invaded?
They'll be good enough because this place will never become a battlefield. I won't allow it. After all, we're planning to invade someone else before that happens.
The best defense is a powerful offense. Logan had no intention of waiting to be attacked. And then, on the training grounds, Logan unleashed his breakthrough. The red energy trail blazed through the air. Yew! The explosion of golden light tore through the forest.
I did it! Not only did I pierce the boulder, I even pierced the trees behind it. Second form of the Divine Sword secrets. Killer Iron Slash.
Time flew by quickly. 1 month, 2 months. And soon after, McLean Town stood complete. Houses with red roofs spread across the plains. Organized streets. Prosperous fields. Early summer came. The town's land reclamation was progressing smoothly.
The only downside is that we're a bit short on manpower for the size of the land, but refugees have been coming lately after hearing the rumors. Except all of them to make up for it. Oh, and do you have any news about Hamar? No, he's still on vacation. He took a rather long one this time. But I heard Hammer received a large amount of mithril before his vacation. Is that true? Yes, I gave it to him so he can play around with it during his vacation and make some weapons for the knights. Doesn't that mean he's not on vacation? Why? Handling rare metals is a dwarf's dream, isn't it? Anyway, the town settlement is complete, and there's no major issue with the land reclamation.
But far away in a darkened palace, a different conversation was unfolding. McLean reclaimed the wasteland? There's no way that harsh land can be cultivated.
They seem to have drilled through the mountains to bring water from the Luther River.
They did something crazy like that to reclaim the wasteland? Did they have the money for that?
Ignore the absurd rumors. Let's focus on the facts. What do you think the yield from the reclaimed land will be?
Even conservatively, it'll be at least double ours. The threat was clear. McLean's growing power would shift the balance of the region. Can we find an excuse?
There's not really a need to make one up. Some of our territory's people have fled to their town. We can use that as an excuse to infiltrate them. We could get that land or the neighboring Tesseron Plains as compensation.
The problem is, it's too risky to take it all by ourselves. So does Sylvan. That guy is the problem. Contact the Sylvan Viscounty. They have high taxes like us, so they probably had quite a few people leave too. The two Viscounties will unite and take over McLean. Whisper. The conspiracy was set. While Logan built a territory for the people, his enemies plotted. Some wars begin with a declaration, with a whisper. 300 recruits, each one capable of awakening their force. An absurd number that would reshape the balance of power across the entire kingdom.
We've selected around 300 particularly talented recruits. We're training them separately without any assignments.
Are you saying there are 300 recruits worthy of becoming knights?
Yes. At least, that's what I believe.
Not just quite a lot. That's an absurd number. Even if you train soldiers like mad for 10 years, only 1 in 100 would awaken their force.
Patrick crossed his arms, calculating the impossible odds.
That is 10 knights out of 1,000 soldiers. But you're saying there's 300 of them. Our family is currently in a period of significant development. Excessive military expansion could provoke our neighboring territories.
Those people will provoke us even if we don't want to provoke them.
What?
The wilderness had turned to plains. McLean Town stood where desolation once reigned.
Sylvan and Pareda. Do you think those greedy people will stay quiet?
His eyes darkened with grim certainty.
And they have plenty of excuses. Think about the number of refugees we received recently.
Excuses? We haven't done anything to be blamed for.
How many of them do you think came from Pareda or Sylvan? If I were them, I'd use it as a perfect excuse.
If you foresaw this, you should have prevented it.
Were you aiming to start a war from the very beginning?
These are enemies we need to deal with eventually anyway.
How could you say such things, young master? Did I hand over my authority too quickly?
But before he could finish lamenting, the news arrived.
Lord, Sylvan, and Pareda.
The war Logan predicted had already begun.
Let's discuss how we'll handle this moving forward, shall we?
Meanwhile, across the plains, riders approached McLean Town. The town rose before them like a jewel in the wilderness, organized, prosperous. Tempting. How fascinating. Truly, I've never seen a city like this. The houses are neatly arranged around a huge crossroad. It doesn't have the sophisticated charm of a big city, but it feels fresh in a rugged way. The commoners look unusual.
It's a nice place. I don't know who came up with this idea, but it's quite a wonderful attempt.
All of this is thanks to the first young master.
But the first young master is barely 20 years old, isn't he? Are you saying the city was his idea?
Right. Our first young master is more advanced than any other prince of his age. Always prioritizing the land and its people. He trains the soldiers strict, but protects us with his exceptional strength in times of crisis.
Stop it, you maniac!
The enthusiastic soldier led them through gleaming streets to the castle gates.
Thank you for coming such a long way. You seem quite exhausted. Are you all right?
Yes, we're fine. First young master, you have truly splendid soldiers. The pleasantries ended. The envoy's face hardened into cold stone. We can't keep all these people waiting, so let's get straight to the point. We demand the return of the escaped refugees, and for recurrence prevention, we demand control over the Tesron Plains, along with the southwestern part of the reclaimed wasteland. The words fell like stones into a silent pool.
They're basically asking for war. Didn't I tell you this would happen?
Then Patrick stepped forward. The air itself seemed to tremble.
The Sylvan and Pareda want to go to war with McLean right now.
Those madmen, they've gone crazy.
Get out of here this instant. How dare you?
But Logan remained still, calm like the eye of a storm.
If you don't really want war, have the knights retreat. You're the ones who are declaring war.
McLean does not fear war, but McLean will be left with nothing but ashes. Do you really want destruction?
How can refugees fleeing tyranny be a bargaining chip? Father, they have forgotten their obligations as nobles. There's no need to negotiate.
Are you seriously going to war? Are you crazy? Do you all have a death wish?
Crazy, huh? You got some nerve.
Logan stepped forward. Each footfall echoed like a hammer blow.
How dare you point fingers and use foul language against the ruler of this land? You're the ones who seem out of your mind.
And no, you're the one who... The sword sang as it left its sheath. Red light blazed through the hall. The blade stopped an inch from the envoy's throat. Red energy crackled along its edge.
If you intend to draw your sword on another's land, then you should be prepared to die as well.
D, don't come any closer. Do you think McLean will be safe after touching me? I'm an envoy. Sweat poured down the man's face. His composure shattered like glass. Logan sheathed his blade. The threat remained in his eyes.
McLean's will. I will convey each and everything to my lord. Please forgive my rudeness.
The envoys fled, their arrogance left behind like discarded armor. Outside the castle, McLean's knights waited, rows of steel and resolve under the open sky. War was no longer a possibility. Whisper. It was inevitable. What do you do when your enemy makes the first move and you've already seen how the game ends? You provoke them, you dare them, and you prepare for war. On the very day they killed the Sylvan envoy, McLean sent a magical transmission to the two Viscounts.
They killed the envoy? Has everyone in McLean lost their mind?
Viscount Soto Sylvan received the news in his stone chamber, a magical orb glowing between them.
They're demanding compensation for the envoys' insolence. Insolence? Just because those beggars got a little better off, they're fearlessly acting up now, huh? Well, it's not like they have the forces to fight us head on. Let's show mercy one more time.
Arrogance, the kind that comes before a fall. Meanwhile, at Tesseron Barracks, McLean forces gathered to discuss Sylvan's outrageous demands.
To sum up Sylvan's demands, return the runaway serfs, pay 10 million gold, and hand over the Tesseron Plains.
This is their reply after 2 days? We have enough forces to easily crush a single Viscounty. We need to occupy Sylvan as quickly as possible. The more overwhelming force we show, the less of these petty taunts we'll have to see in the future. Back in his study, Logan reviewed the military reports.
Mr. Logan, it's Kaisalon. Come in. 1,389 regular soldiers, excluding the 100 stationed at McLean's stronghold. Good work. What's the status of the soldiers' armaments? Armor, spears, crossbows, and cavalry have all been supplied. I'm confident we won't be outmatched by any force.
5 times the crossbowmen compared to the war with Tesseron. His father and the knights had grown stronger, mastering the iron bloodsword. Logan's mind calculated every possibility, every strategic angle. Sylvan and Pareda. I don't think we'll lose to them even if they're together, but we mustn't engage both of them right now. If we merge both those territories, but there was a darker future lurking beyond the battlefield. At that moment, both the first and second princes vying for the throne will become desperate to draw McLean into their ranks. We mustn't attract the attention of those factions now. The first prince became king in my previous life, but threw away McLean after using it. His purges during his reign significantly weakened the kingdom's power. The second prince is different from the first, so the only choice left is the third prince. Despite being the third prince, he's the son of the current queen. Though young, his outstanding talent made the king consider him for succession. But he was a prince of misfortune, ousted before he could establish himself because of the king's sudden death. Right now, he is the only one who can avoid the tragedy I saw in my past life. So I will win the civil war and make the third prince king. To do that, I have to remain unnoticeable, maintaining just enough territory to keep 3 fortresses.
Do you have some good news or something? Yes, I have good news. Victor has awakened his force. Finally?
A rare smile broke across Logan's face. Real joy, real pride.
He's been waiting to report directly to you? Of course, bring him in. Excuse me, Mr. Logan. No need for long explanations. Show me.
Victor's eyes blazed with concentration. Energy swirled around him like smoke. And then, gray light, a swirling Grey Force Aura emanating from his hand.
His force is gray?
A rare color, a rare talent.
Just in 2 years. Your talent as an aura user is the same as your past life, huh? Great job, Victor.
Logan placed his hand on Victor's shoulder, a gesture of trust, of equality.
Here's your slave document. You'll become a knight now, so you won't need it.
Victor's eyes widened. Shock, disbelief, freedom.
Have you been carrying that around all this time? I had a feeling you might awaken soon, so just in case. But your promotion to a knight will be postponed until after this war. I can't have someone who just escaped his slave status clashing with other knights. I'll burn your slave document immediately, so just be patient a little longer. Do you not trust me? That's absolutely not the case.
But there was something else in Victor's eyes. Something primal. Battle lust. The hunger to test his new power against worthy opponents.
You just want to fight right now. You want to clash swords with I've already prepared an opponent for you to face. I'll let you fight to your heart's content when the time comes. Now, let's send a reply to Sylvan. All right, what do you plan to say? Questioning the legitimacy of their protest and stating that their envoy's behavior was extremely rude. Logan, skip the formalities and get to the real point.
Cut the crap. Let's fight. Soto Sylvan, come out and face my sword. A burning banner, a challenge written in flames.
What is that? A burning banner? Report to the lords.
McLean invading?
These lunatics dare mock me.
My lord, let me lead the charge. I'll stop Patrick McLean. All 120 knights of the Sylvan Knights Order are ready. The 2,512 soldiers have also been on standby since they heard of their outrageous demands. Even though the headcount of McLean's forces is higher than I thought, we have the advantage.
Callian had also become a high-ranking knight. His confidence was absolute. Still no response from Pareda?
They're silent. It looks like they're still negotiating internally.
My lord, even if Pareda sends reinforcements, it'll take half a day. There's no need to wait.
No, that's not it. What if we take down McLean and then Pareda betrays us after?
Paranoia crept into Sylvan's mind like poison.
Don't you find it strange? A declaration of war immediately after sending a message of protest, and then McLean rushed in as if they were waiting. And Pareda is silent. Callian, do you think this is normal?
It's probably not.
Outside the castle walls, McLean forces shouted their taunts.
Are you scared, Sylvan?
Keep hiding in there like the scared fox you are.
I'll personally cut off your head.
Inside the war room, Sylvan made a cold calculation.
Contact Pareda. Tell them after we've taken down McLean, we'll tribute worth half of its value.
What?
I'm telling you to do whatever it takes to keep Pareda, those scums, from making a move. And destroy McLean completely before Pareda's reinforcements arrive.
Yes, sir. You dare stab me in the back? After I take down McLean, it'll be your turn. The wheels of war were turning. Alliances and betrayals. Schemes within schemes. And Logan McLean, the regressor who had seen it all before, was ready. 3,000 cavalry against 2,000. The enemy rode out with overwhelming numbers, certain of victory. But Logan knew something they didn't. This war was already over. Before the battle, McLean's commanders debated strategy.
Wouldn't it be better to provide covering fire before charging the castle?
Not yet. We can't have Viscount Sylvan escaping. Father is right. They think their forces are superior, so they'll come out soon. I know Sylvan. He can't stand being insulted. So let's wait a little longer.
The gates exploded open. 3,000 cavalry thundered out in a massive charge. Dust rose like a storm as horses pounded the earth. 1.5 times McLean's numbers. The enemy was confident.
McLean, who knows no shame. Soldiers, move forward.
Sylvan raged at the sight of McLean's gleaming new armor.
Those insolent fools, do they not even know how to count? Look at them, a bunch of ragtag soldiers with decent armor, all of it too new. It looks like McLean has made a lot of money.
We have knights and cavalry supporting them, all in standard formation. The fact that it's standard means it's proven to be effective. I'll show you today. Then McLean revealed their secret weapon. Rows of crossbows rose into firing position. The crossbows on the battlefield?
I'm disappointed, Patrick McLean. They're shooting arrows. Raise your shields.
Yell, fire!
The sky turned black with hundreds of bolts. They rained down like death from above. Impact after impact as metal struck metal. The bolts punched straight through shields and armor. Blood sprayed across the battlefield. This isn't an ordinary attack. Everyone, gather and maximize your force. Protect your bodies with it and charge. Knights channeled glowing force auras in desperation. But the battlefield was already littered with fallen soldiers and horses.
McLean was hiding this the whole time? I'm going to kill them.
Red rage consumed Sylvan as his forces scattered. Spread out. Then McLean revealed their final shock. Mounted cavalry armed with crossbows.
What?
Yell, Crossbow Cavalry. Ignore the enemy knights and target the soldiers.
The enemy regular troops broke into chaos. Those bastards. Should we take the chance to turn back now?
Knights of Sylvan, if you have courage, face this.
Red energy exploded from Sylvan's blade. A force blade materialized in blazing crimson.
Is that a force blade?
Logan's eyes narrowed as blue-white force began gathering around him. Sylvan's eyes went wide with shock.
When did you reach the advanced rank, Patrick McLean?
Patrick McLean stood with a powerful blue force aura radiating from his body.
Yell, brave knights of McLean. Annihilate the enemy.
Those rascals. How is this happening? McLean knights charged forward with blue force blazing. They crashed into Sylvan's forces like a tidal wave.
Only 6 months ago, the Knights of Sylvan were on the same level as us. But now we're easily overwhelming them. Some of us are even advancing to the next level during the battle. Yell, come at me, all of you. Our Lord's training was not in vain after all.
Soto Sylvan's red force blade clashed with McLean's blue energy. Explosive light erupted at the point of impact. But even Soto Sylvan couldn't turn the tide alone. Logan watched from horseback with a calm, knowing smile. An enemy knight clutched his shattered wrist in agony. Ugh, my wrist. The captain is also a high-ranking knight like him, but he's not this fast. Through the Iron Blood Sword technique, McLean knights had broken through barriers that held them for years.
Right now, the only real threat to us is Soto Sylvan himself. But there's no need to worry. Patrick and Logan have it handled.
Purple-pink energy erupted around a figure consumed by fury. Teeth gritted, fists clenched, rage boiling over.
Oh, damn it!
The battle for Sylvan Castle was over before it truly began. When a warrior breaks through the wall that holds him back, what happens when that power meets an enemy who underestimated him? Logan had completed the second style of the Divine Sword's secrets. His aura had reached the level of a high-ranking knight. But the final wall, the barrier between intermediate and true mastery, had remained impenetrable for months. Days of anxious training, glimpses beyond the barrier, frustration building with every failed attempt.
If it's a high-ranking knight from another fief who hasn't learned the Iron Blade sword like my father or Heinkel, I'll be able to surpass the wall.
Golden energy exploded around him. The test had begun. His blade struck like lightning, wreathed in golden fire. The explosion rocked the battlefield, dust and debris flying in all directions.
Urk, you numbskull.
The bearded warrior's eyes widened. This was no ordinary intermediate knight. He's clashing with purely brute power. Their swords met, golden and dark purple energies colliding in a shower of sparks.
I was pushed back? Against a mere intermediate knight?
Shock, disbelief, the impossible had just happened.
I've let my guard down. I won't go easy on you anymore, brat.
Dark purple-pink energy erupted around the veteran warrior. Multiple sword projections materialized in the air.
Bullshit.
Logan's eyes narrowed. This technique, the Force Blade with multiple projections.
Regardless, his real sword is the one he's holding. Wait, isn't that too obvious?
The pink-purple blaze descended like a storm. Logan's golden energy flared, defending against the barrage, but one slipped through. Blood sprayed from his neck. The blade had struck true.
All of them are real. You're lucky I aimed for the neck.
The veteran grinned with menacing confidence. His secret technique had landed.
An intriguing stunt. Enjoy the show until you die.
The barrage intensified, pink-purple swords raining down in an overwhelming assault. But through the chaos, Logan's eyes blazed with determination.
But I've got some tricks up my sleeve too.
Golden energy erupted, and multiple golden sword projections blazed into existence around him. The same technique, the same forbidden art, but wreathed in brilliant gold.
What is that strange aura?
The golden blades surged forward, smashing through the purple projections like they were made of glass.
My swords seem to be flailing the closer I get.
Logan charged through the energy clash, golden aura blazing like a sun. As if they've been entangled in his power, the veteran's blades dissolved before the golden onslaught.
Don't fuck with me.
But rage couldn't stop what was coming.
You created more swords despite being under the pressure of the Force Blade.
Logan's golden formation charged forward like a spear of divine light.
Good, his aura has faltered.
The terror gripped his heart as the truth hit him.
I feel like I'm fighting 5 men at once.
The golden blades crashed through his defense, overwhelming, unstoppable, absolute.
Is that all? It's so weak I'm bored.
A towering pillar of golden energy erupted toward the heavens. The sheer scale of the power, overwhelming, magnificent, like a divine judgment descending. The massive strike descended, the veteran warrior fell. The ground exploded beneath the impact. It settled. The defeated warrior lay in a crater, blood staining his armor.
How? I witnessed it, but his speed far exceeded mine at that moment. Say, could it be? I'll need to give you a present for becoming my experience.
Logan raised his sword high. Golden energy gathered around the blade, intensifying with every heartbeat.
I hoped, thanks for playing with me, as flashy as possible.
This final strike would serve two purposes.
To raise the morale of our troops and make the enemies despair.
Divine Sword Secrets, Burst Style. A massive blade of pure golden energy descended from the heavens. Rippling divide, the impact shook the earth, a golden explosion that consumed everything. Debris flew, the ground cratered, shockwaves rippled across the battlefield.
Dangerous. The captain has lost.
Silence fell. All eyes stared at the massive crater where Logan stood victorious. Logan leaped from the crater, golden energy still trailing behind him.
I've slain the enemy's leader. We've captured Soto Sylvan. We will show mercy to those who throw down their weapons and kneel. Surrender now.
The roar of the McLean forces shook the battlefield. Victory was theirs. From a distant vantage point, a cloaked figure watched the scene unfold. When did he get there? The battle that began at dawn took only a few hours before ending in the overwhelming victory of McLean. Final count. Sylvan Thief, Callian, and 42 other knights dead, 1,223 soldier casualties. McLean knights, famous, and 5 other knights dead. Just 1 soldier casualty. And this victory would spark a larger war. In a shadowed castle chamber, a noble received the news. Sylvan lost to McLean?
Yes, sir. I may be overstepping, but I believe it is time for you to make a move.
The Lord of the Southeast. A new player had entered the